Hello, I'm Nigel Yule, Senior Director of Product Marketing for Enterprise Performance Management at Oracle. I'm joined today by Rich Wilkie, who's Senior Director of Product Management for Oracle. Rich, around the EPM close space, and today we're going to talk about the Financial Consolidation Close Cloud Service. So Rich, give us some background to that new cloud service.
So Financial Consolidation and Closed Cloud Service was really based on all our history in the consolidation space. Right. We've had over 35 years at Hyperion and now Oracle building consolidation solutions and really being the number one vendor in this space. So what we've done here is we've looked back at all the applications, the customer use cases, and said, let's build a very packaged solution. Let's build those best practices into the software so that way it's a much easier for them to get up and running and they can get the benefits of all those best practices much more quickly than, say, building a solution from scratch.
So it's not about the theory, it's about the practice. That experience that really makes the difference in what we've delivered with this new cloud service.
Absolutely, and we have many out-of-the-box calculations. We track all sorts of audit details. We have reporting and dashboards. All of those just come natively out of the box with the solution. And so the time to really get the value of the product is much shorter. It's a much easier implementation, and really you're going to get best practice delivery from that solution very quickly. And so I think a lot of customers really see the value of that in the product.
Yeah, and particularly, I know some of the things that you and I have talked about before, and things like the management of the close process are really key. We've worked on that quite a lot over a period of time. A lot of that's in this new solution as well. Yeah.
Right, and that's the sort of critical element. That's why close is part of the name Financial Consolidation and Close Cloud, is because we've actually built in a number of close-based solutions directly into that. And so things like the overall process management of the close, all the way from subledger close to reporting. We track and capture all those activities and give you real-time reporting against it. Oftentimes when people are gathering footnote-related data, disclosure data, that's an integral part of the close. It might not just be pure consolidations, but it's part of what our customers view the close. That functionality directly integrated into the solution. So it's really a close-based solution. It's not just consolidations. And I think that value add is really significant for our customers.
Right. We always talk about the extended close, don't we? It's right from the beginning to the end. As you say, close your subledger, produce your final statutory report. It's all in there. I know the other thing that we've talked about previously is around, it's not just the information that exists within the source systems. There's other stuff we need, to get the job done, and we're really addressing that too in this solution.
Right, absolutely. And I think that's one of the key elements is you have the capability to really gather any data that you need to go ahead and do your final reporting. And so whether you're gathering loan information or debt covenant information or even just tracking accounting policy implementation across your subs, all of that can be gathered in the system, accumulated, and ultimately part of your final reporting. And so it's adding value more than just applying accounting rules and consolidating the data. It's doing the overall close process.
And I mean, one of the things that you and I talked about very recently was about the new revenue recognition requirements and how this solution can help organizations with getting that stuff done quickly.
Right, and I think that goes back to some of the best practices. Certainly from an Oracle perspective, we're always staying in touch with some of the new rules and regulations and how they apply to our solution. And so I think that's something that a lot of people can easily implement. Those calculations, the extra disclosure requirements can easily just be implemented directly in the product without a lot of time and effort. And I think that's one of the key elements is we build those best practices directly into the product.
And of course, being a cloud solution, you're going to get those on a regular basis. New functionality, new requirements, and so on.
Right. So that's the great thing about the cloud is that the ownership of the software, really the upgrading, all of that process is done by Oracle. And so from the customer, you get the benefit of those best practices. You get that software delivered to you when we do those updates. You're not responsible to apply those. We're doing that for you. And so I think it really lets people, as their needs grow, it lets us address those and sort of match that time-wise very efficiently.
And so lastly, Rich, what do the customers think? What are you seeing?
So it's great to see this because certainly the positive feedback we're seeing, the customer implementations that we're seeing out there, it's really great to get that feedback. But like I said, I think that our 35 years of history in the consolidation space is something that inspires confidence in our customers, and they trust and they believe in these solutions that we're delivering.
Rich, thanks ever so much for sharing all that with us. Really appreciate your time.
Great. Thanks, Nigel.
And thank you for joining us.